reached Lola Bradbury. I can't make it to the phone right now, but at the beep, you know what to do.
Hello, Lola. This is Tony Johnson calling. I'm sure you weren't expecting to hear me on your voicemail. But when I heard Duke and Ganon were going to be on, I figured I'd break my rule where I said I don't call anyone back. And I decided to leave a voicemail for them. I know they're going to do great on the podcast. I was just calling to let them know that I'm going to be listening. And don't get used to me calling you. The only reason I'm calling is because my teammate brothers are going to be on there. But besides that, yeah, I know they're going to do good. So, see ya.
Well, obviously, the main event has taken over this entire podcast episode. Tony, I don't know how you got my number. I don't want to know. But, anyways, before I introduce the very, very tall, very talented man on the opposite end of the Skype call, I'm your host, Lola Bradbury, your backstage correspondent for all things Ryse Wrestling. Back at it for episode 2 of the Ryse Strong podcast. Shout out to our partners at IndyWrestling.us for giving us a platform to make this possible, and thank you guys for the great feedback on the first episode with Super Hentai. I'm just going to get right into it. Joining me for this episode is the one and only Ganon Jones Jr.
What's up?
And the one and only Duke Davis.
Your intro was very lackluster.
I'm trying.
The main event deserves better than that. First of all, it's not just Ganon Jones Jr. and just Duke Davis. He is the all-star Ganon Jones Jr. and the meta-human Duke Davis.
He has a point.
You guys intro this so much better, but like I said, you guys have obviously taken over this entire podcast episode, and we have a lot to get into, and I kind of want to backtrack a little bit to the beginning.
Wait. Real quick, Lola, IndyWrestling.us network, we'd like to welcome you to the main event.
Woohoo! Yes.
Continue. Let's go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
So I want to start at the very beginning of the main event, and then we'll get into kind of future stuff. So what were your expectations when you first stepped into Ryse, not only for yourselves as competitors, but your expectations for future competition?
Yeah, so our expectations stepping into Ryse, I mean, our expectations stepping into any company is exactly the same, and that is to win. Every single time we step into that ring, it's not to entertain the fans. It's not to have an amazing experience. It's not to collect memories to pass on to our children. It's to win championships. And we went to Ryse with the expectation to win championships. And up until about a month ago, a tag team championship wasn't even a thing. So now we really have a reason to be at Ryse in 2019.
You know, with your expectations to win and not necessarily entertain the fans, you aren't the only two in the main event. You also have London Ali and the Iceman Tony Johnson.
Yeah.
Ultimately, how did you decide to bring those two under the main event umbrella?
They're winners. It's pretty self-explanatory. London Ali, one of the greatest young, up-and-coming women's talent in Pittsburgh region. Tony Johnson has been in this game a very long time under the radar, and he's also won in various companies. So he's a winner. London's a winner. We're winners. Ipso facto, you bring them in.
Having a big four is important. Are you a fan of basketball? Watching the NBA?
I don't really watch the NBA, to be honest.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what. The best team in the league for the last probably 4 years has been the Golden State Warriors. And they have a big four. They have 4 people on the team that are deadly, and they're all winners. And that's kind of we're modeling it after. You know what? Let's get 4 people together and let's dominate. That's what we've been doing.
Fast forwarding into this year, you still remain undefeated. You're undefeated in Ryse for a little over 2 years now, which is a huge deal no matter what. You've beaten every single team in Ryse that you've come across, whether it's a solid tag team, people that have been kind of just put together and put into the ring with you. But with that, you've had some problems with System Elite.
Have we ever lost the System Elite? Have we ever lost to them? Have we ever like almost lost to them? No, because that doesn't count. It's not horseshoes. We beat
hand
them.
grenades.
We don't have it's not a problem with System Elite. They may have a problem with us because they can't beat us. They can't stop us. They can't outswag us. So it seems like the question needs to be for System Elite. Maybe you need to get them on a Skype call.
Yeah, call them up, add them in, patch them in.
It seems like things have gotten...
You just said that we're undefeated. You just said that every person, every being, every bear, badger, apex of combat, vice, two crazy men from Ohio that's one to chop us around the ring. Then we have System Elite. Every weirdo you put in the ring with us, we win. Am I right?
I mean...
Am I right, Lola?
In all fairness, the fans have noticed as well, you are responsible for attacking them and taking them out of action prior to these issues, which have made it very personal for System Elite.
You know what? I guess. But this is the way I look at it. Yeah, we took them out. Yeah, we shaved a couple of weeks, months off of their career. Who cares? When they stepped in the ring with us, they were 100%. Or at least they sure came off as 100%. We're athletes, and where we come from, if you're injured and you step on the field, you're 100%. There's no excuses anymore. If you had a broken leg last week and you think you might be able to play this weekend, and you step on that field and play, you are 100%. I don't want to hear the excuse that your leg was broken last week. And as far as they're concerned, I'm hurt. I mean, look, they kind of just rubbed us the wrong way. We had to handle them. That's what we do. We handle them. We handle things. Spanking.
So the way it's coming off, you don't really seem bothered by System Elite. Is that correct?
No. Are you, Duke? Are you bothered by that?
Are you bothered by System Elite? What's really on your mind about System Elite? This is the third time you brought them up.
How do you feel about them? Do you feel how do you feel? How do you feel about them and us?
I mean, honestly,
I don't know. Are you calling this a rivalry?
Some Ryse fans would think that this is a rivalry because in the comments...
Whoa. Wait a minute, Lola. We asked you, how do you feel about System Elite and their issue with us? Can you answer the question?
Honestly, I've been doing the research, and for this tag team tournament that Marcus announced at the last Ryse event, it's an even playing field.
Oh my God. Lola, you're not answering the question. How do you feel about System Elite and their issue with us? Do you think they actually have a chance, Lola?
They've come very close at the 2-year anniversary show.
Lola, you're not answering my question. Do you think they have a chance? Yes or no?
I can't really answer that because I know...
Right. No one can answer that. I know.
Anyways, kind of moving on. This past Monday, the first round match brackets for the tag team tournament on February 2nd, next Saturday, were announced. Obviously, this is a huge deal for the Ryse tag team division, being that the very first Ryse tag team champions are going to be crowned. Ganon, on social media, you seemed very confident. You said to place all bets on the main event.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't mean to come off as, undermining any of these other teams that are in there. I'm sure that they're all just fine in their own rights, but none of them are the main event. None of them are us. And I honestly, I don't see us, faltering or stumbling much in this tournament. Like I said, the competitors, they're all good, but we're great. I mean, let's just be honest.
Fucking great. That was awesome.
I want to get some of your thoughts on the announced teams. In the first round, it was announced that it will be facing the team of David Lawless and Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham. # privilege.
Yeah. We're going to whoop their ass because of their tag team name alone.
By far, the goofiest tag team name.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to punch both of them in that face.
Yeah. That name rubbed me the wrong way, so they would have been better off picking something else, because now, instead of just going out there slamming them and pinning them. Now we're gonna have to whoop their ass, slam them and pin them. And I've never really had a problem with Lawless, but shit, I mean, hey, he's on the other side of the ring, so yeah.
He's on the wrong side of the fence today.
After your first round matchup with #Privilege was announced, David Lawless reached out to me to pass. Yes. So he.
What is going on?
I have no idea. I'm already getting in some trouble. I don't want to get in the middle of anything else. But he told me to ask you this specific question.
Mm-hmm.
And I quote, "How do you plan to handle the most intellectual tag team ever assembled, Brains versus Brawn?" End quote.
What? Well, real quick. The last time I checked, there's no essays or exams or SAT involved in wrestling. So we don't have to worry about them being too smart for us. As a matter of fact, the last time me and Lawless were in the ring together, I chokeslammed him through the can. Just to run it back to a little bit of history.
Yeah, the whole Brain vs. Brawn thing really doesn't. I don't think it works with us in particular because we're not just Brawn. We've proven that on multiple occasions, and anyone who's ever been in the ring with us would say, "Wow, these guys not only are very strong and athletic, but they're very smart as well." And that's that's part of the package that you get with your main event. So
yeah.
I don't even think they're smarter than us. So now they're weaker and dumber. So
yeah, and just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you actually did something to become a doctor. Anyone could call themselves a doctor.
Yeah, I need to see some credentials from him.
Yeah, does he have a plaque? What? Let me see.
I mean, they have business cards. I have one.
What? Everyone has.
I could go on Vistaprint right now and make a business card saying that I am a rocket scientist working for NASA. That doesn't mean I really am or really work there. I'm going to punch him even harder now. Dr. Dan.
How long we got, man? What is today? The 23rd? We got a whole week and a half. Oh,
jeez. Oh, Lord.
I can't wait to smack them around.
With the other announced teams.
But to be honest with you, real quick, Lola, before you get to the next question, I know it's going to be a great question. But I just want to sum it up, wrap it up, nice little bow. They're nothing but an appetizer.
A lot of the fans, and I have to mention that the fact that a lot of the fans right now seem to think that it's going to be you and System Elite in the finals.
Wow. I see we just went right back to System Elite. Jesus. How do we get there? There's so many other teams in the field. We keep going back to System Elite. Next question. Why do we keep
going? Hold on. Let's just be honest with her. Dude. If System Elite somehow ends up making it to the finals, because we definitely are, it's probably because of their friendship with Marcus Mann. Let's be honest. He probably has the ref counting slower whenever they're pinned to the mat, and has the ref counting faster if they're pinning someone, and slower on count outs and letting them in the ring for more than 5 seconds. He's really good friends with them. So I truly believe that if they make it to the finals, that's the reason why.
Now, there is a huge field of competitors in this tag team tournament, and I'm going to list them off, and I want to get your thoughts on each of these tag teams. Golden Cheek International.
I like Calvin.
Calvin's cool.
Cool guy.
Who else is in their group? They got BC Steel, but he's not a wrestler. They got RP Dubs.
Yeah.
Potter. They got Potter in there. Who else?
Yeah. I think just Mambo. He's the international part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the international part. Okay.
Yeah, but this one is just Calvin and Parker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Parker. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. They're an established faction, so they should do okay. I mean, they can't beat us, but
Yeah. Was it versus us? Is this our true feelings about them, or them versus us? The true feelings is we don't look any other tag team, but if we want to talk about them, they're very formidable opponents for a lot of people in this field. Not me.
Also, newly formed as of the last Ryse event, Military Intelligence, Drake Braddock, and Lewis the Nerd.
I don't think they have enough experience together.
It is a tag team tournament.
Both, just fine wrestlers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think just throwing two, pretty good singles wrestlers together is gonna really do it for you. Like, I'll give you an example. If you put Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels together, I don't think they could beat the Dudleys just because they're better singles. Not that Lewis and Drake are better singles competitors than us, but I'm saying being a team is something special. I'm just trying to help them out. I'm giving them a nod. They're good on their own, but I don't think that helps them in this tournament. Maybe if we have another tournament in a year or so, and they're still together.
And we're not around.
Yeah, right.
And the team of Honey Bear, Honey Badger, and the Bearcat Keith Hot.
We beat them before.
We beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would say this. Let me give you my honest opinion here.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that they will be a dark horse in this tag team tournament.
I can see that. Because they weren't easy. We didn't
not easy. They're
not easy.
Very cerebral, and they're very they are a lot better than what people believe.
Yeah.
I'll put it like that. They pushed us. I would say they pushed us.
They would. Yeah.
They did. Yeah. Too keen on people biting me. So I would love to see them again.
You do have some history with Flanimal House and Honey Bear attacking Keith Hot a couple months ago.
Yeah, we did. It's all about business. Just really have to understand that. It's like we go into this thing. It's about business, about numbers, about dollars, about the bottom line. And he was in our way of our money, so we had to get taken out. It's just about business. Nothing personal. Business move. You're in the way of the main event. You gotta get out of the way.
Move or be moved.
Last but finally not least, finally the team of Grindhouse.
Grindhouse. They got a few people, right? So is this
Like
Christian?
As of right now, it's announced it's Beastman, Shirley Doe in one team, and Chris Noir and Megan Myers in the other team.
Oh, they're in it. Okay, hold on. I don't think this is fair. So Grindhouse is essentially securing Spies in London Ali and Tony Johnson securing a spot here as main event,
She can't have
silver.
Wow. She can't have
Okay.
She can't.
Well, it's not very fair, but how do we feel about them? They got some experience, man.
Yeah, they may be the most experienced, like years in the business. Not experience as a team, but years in the business. They may have the most experience across the board altogether.
Right, and they've been teaming for a little bit now, so I mean, they might be the other team because we're making it to the final. I mean, but I'm looking at this bracket and Grindhouse Noir on the other side of the bracket. So I mean, we might have to face them at some point. We might have to face both Grindhouses at some point. This is crazy.
We may have to go through the whole faction to get to the cup.
That's what it's looking like.
So, we're prepared for anything. Really prepared for whatever they throw at us. I know they come kind of unorthodox and unconventional, the way Shirley Doe wrestles and the way Beastman comes at himself. And then Christian New York, he's a very dark character. He's a very strange individual. It's hard to put your finger on him. And then you have Megan in there. It's kind of, we need more film. We need more film. We need some more film.
Recently, on social media, Ganon, you kind of called out Grindhouse, and they obviously pose some threat to the Ryse locker room, wanting to make it completely theirs. You called them out for nabbing the Welcome to moniker.
Yeah, they did, 100%. And they're still using it. Even after I placed that video, they're still doing it. I don't get it. It's weird. I mean, couldn't they say, I don't know.
Anything but welcome to.
Anything but, So that was kind of weird. So I would actually, I wouldn't mind meeting up with one, if not both, teams of the Grindhouse during this tournament. And they're not taking over the Ryse locker, not until we're gone. So you forget that right now.
going back to the NBA references,
You
what
don't watch NBA.
What do you know about the NBA?
Right, you just said you don't watch them, so now you want to make references?
with all these,
So maybe she was watching while she was doing that.
Yeah, you're just thinking like, oh, maybe let me catch a little ESPN real quick.
Real quick.
with all the teams announced, what NBA team would you compare Golden Sheik International to?
Oh, this is a fun game. All right. What would you say, Duke? I mean, they're pretty good. I would say they're contenders. I would maybe say they are.
Celtics.
Yeah, like the Celtics, I'd say. But they're good. They're not the best.
They're kind of young.
Kind of young. They're maybe one or two pieces away from being really good, but they're good. Yeah, I would say they're the Celtics.
They can sneak up on some people.
What about military intelligence?
Oh, they're like, man, yeah. I would say they are like the Wizards or something.
Yeah, they would be the Wizards.
Yeah, they got two good players, but as a team, not really working out.
Yeah, somebody needs to be traded.
Finally, what NBA team would you compare Wallace and Dr. Dan to?
Jeez.
The Spurs.
The Spurs?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they're boring?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, they're the Spurs. They're boring. They're smart and fundamental, but they're boring.
They're swarmy.
To wrap things up, where can the Ryse Wrestling fans find you on social media?
So we're all over the place. We're on Facebook under our names, Duke Davis, Ganon Jones Jr. You can also search for The Main Event right on Facebook. Instagram, Duke is under I Hate Duke Davis. And I'm just Ganon Jones Jr., all one word. Also, it's The Main Event. That's for Twitter. For Instagram, and Twitter is the exact same thing as Instagram. I Hate Duke Davis, It's The Main Event, and Ganon Jones Jr., all one. So
wait, Ganon, you're breaking up a little bit, buddy.
I think we lost Ganon.
Am I better? Does that sound better?
Yeah, you're better. You're better now.
What the hell? I'm talking. You heard me?
ProWrestlingTees.com. It's The Main Event. It's an t-shirt.
I think we're breaking up because Grindhouse may have had something to do with.
Oh, they're ruining our interview. Oh, they're going too far.
They're going way too far.
They're going way too far. This needs to be rectified.
Yes. ProWrestlingTees.com / It's The Main Event for all of our merchandise.
Also, for the Rise Strong podcast listeners, you can find Ryse Wrestling on all social media platforms. Ryse with a Y, RYSE _ wrestling on Instagram and Twitter. Also, Ryse Wrestling with a Y on Facebook. Thank you guys for joining me, taking the time out of your very busy schedules.
He's a grown man, first of all.
All right, he got good hair.
Thank you guys for joining me. And for the listeners, always remember, be a witness.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.